Welcome back! Last time we stopped Stoneman and we managed to fix the problem with the metro line. Today we're going to finally explore the government complex and hopefully get that power up from that. Now, before we do, I did a little bit of grinding off screen and I did manage to get... I got a few new chips. I got a bunch of fire swords and 3 howitzers. Also, I want to issue a quick correction regarding what I said about the hardhead virus. I said that he takes 5 seconds or more to open up. That's not technically true. If you manage to know the exact timing, you can defeat him right as he's opening up. And if you do, you can get a rank of 9 just by fighting him. You still need 10 or higher, but that means that you can indeed get an S rank against him in Internet 2. I'll put up a quick video on screen showing how I did it. I did it while fighting him alongside the Fire Tower virus. I did find it to be a bit easier. My suggestion is that just focus on the top of the custom gauge, and right as it's approaching the S, the end of the S, right before it goes into the T, or as it goes into the T, then you just move one space down and activate Fireman. Either Fireman will do. Speaking of Fireman, I did also get Fireman 2 and 3. Anyways, we have finally a new area. Let's go ahead and talk to a few of the NPCs. This is the government complex. Many offices are in that building. Sword, wide sword and longsword chips are related. Same with small bomb, cross bomb and big bomb. So yeah, we are starting to get a few more hints as to how some program advances work, which is nice. Can you see that lake? Right now we cannot, but it is right to our left. And can you see the big pipe? Yes, we can. The waterworks takes in water from that pipe. So this is the lake. So there's one other section of this area if we continue this path, but for now I just want to focus on the government complex. Just inside is the waterworks. Further in is the Scilab. There are 5 kinds of chip: fire, water, electric, wood, and neutral. Each type is stronger than others against one type, except neutral. Say, is this the Scilab? Yes. That's strange. Where's my laboratory? So actually I was wrong. This is not Scilab, this is just the waterworks section of the government complex. This is the waterworks information desk. The machinery that cleans the water is on another floor. Why do government offices always keep you waiting so long? Well, let's chat while we're waiting. The wood armor that I bought on the net here. The wood armor that I bought on the net near here is great. The power of nature reduces damage to half of normal. Unfortunately, it doesn't work against fire attacks at all. Armor uses natural defenses to reduce damage, so they will have a weak spot. Be sure to change armor at times. So this is a mechanic that we haven't unlocked yet. We will soon enough, and once I do, I'll go into a bit more detail. So this TV right here is actually a jacking spot, so let's go ahead and explore it real quick. So this spot right here, we actually have 2 new viruses. Hopefully we'll run into them. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you press the channel change button and nothing happens? That's because the channel switching program wasn't paying attention to his job. So I actually really I find it kind of cute, the idea that these programs are like living beings and whenever anything malfunctions is because they were distracted. I do find it somewhat cute. Hey, look at that, we got both enemies at once. Perfect. So, the first enemy, the Roton, right there. He moves around a lot, as you can see, and he throws a rat-shaped bomb that will turn one time to try to attack you. It is rather annoying, even more so because this enemy is rather unique in that once he takes enough damage, his behavior becomes even more erratic. He will move around a lot more. This other enemy, as you can see, will lay out clouds that can move up and down and deal water damage. By itself is not that annoying, but coupled with a few other viruses, it is a real pain in the ass. So we didn't get anything, I wasn't really expecting to. And we got an escape chip. So In this episode we're going to run into a whole bunch of new chips, so I'm going to leave them all for the end of the episode. So for now, let's move on. This is the sewer construction information desk. Please pay your water bill here. So this vending machine, even though it's broken, it is also a jack-in spot. So in this area we also have two new viruses that I'm hoping we'll run into them soon. I believe they're the only two viruses, so well, we run into one of them. So I'm going to take one hit from one of the enemies just to show you how it works. Actually, you already saw it. So that bubble, if it gets in touch, if it makes contact with either you or in this case the fire tower flame, it will detonate and the damage spreads identical to a spreader. So it can be rather annoying in that regard. I wasn't really expecting to get a chip from that performance. Let's see if we can run into the other enemy. Come on. There we go. So as you can see, they are quite similar. The blue one there deals water damage, but it functions identical to the red one. Okay, I'm hoping this should do it. There we go. And, well, I didn't really get anything. But with that we are done with this area. I'll go over the two new chips that you can get from those enemies near the end of the episode. Welcome to Waterworks. Water is our life. And as you can see, we are finally approaching Scilab. The highest level research goes in on this building. I'll tell you about my research onto program morphing. Sometimes when you send chip data, the chips will morph. For example, 3 code order cannon chips become a SATA cannon. This can also happen with several chips with the same code. So yeah, the game does spell out at least SATA cannon, but then again, looking back at the GATS shoot, how would you ever assume that -G, Medgar G, -G and Gatsman G will get you that result? Once you know how it works, it makes sense. Okay, like Medgar provides the barrier around Mega Man, Dash is Gatsman throwing you, and Gatsman is, well, Gatsman. But before that, how would you ever assume that? Welcome to the Scilab. Here we are using the power of science to improve our life. Can I help you? You're Dr. Hikari's son? I think he's in his lab. Wanna go? Of course. Then please use that elevator. The elevator program will take you there automatically. So before we do that, this vending machine here, it is also a jack-in spot. And we actually only have one new virus here. I'm hoping that we can run into him. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can actually line them up together. That would be nice. Perfect. So, as you can probably gather, that enemy, who looks quite a lot like Fire Tower, functions pretty much the same, only deals water damage. I'll go into more detail about the chip later. For now, I just want to get the mystery data and be done with the area. Alright, and we got 5,000 Seni, always nice. So now let's actually go and see if we can talk to Dad finally. I heard you were coming. You're Hikari's son, right? He hasn't been here since morning, and he won't be back soon. Well, that's a shame. However, we can inspect his office and there's a few interesting pieces of information here. More importantly, this. A picture of a father, mother and their children. Interesting. Hey, this PC is still running. Would it be okay to take a peek and try to find my program? Sure. Great, go ahead and jack in. I'll go check it out. I am just a caretaker program, not your dad's Navi. Mega Man's power-up program, it's not here. It must be in your father's PET. Lan, he said that he doesn't have my power-up program. Ah well, let's just leave a message. Click, click, click. Okay, give this to him, Mega Man. Okay. Mega Man gave Lan's mail to the caretaker program. Okay, give that to Lan's dad. I have the message for your father. So, this area. Interestingly enough, there's absolutely no virus encounters here. We got the access code to Dad's homepage, this is nice. However, instead of virus encounters, you have this. This is a virus machine. You can use it for training. It will create a virus according to your Navi's power. Why not? Sure. So apparently our level is only enough to get us to fight a spooky virus. I feel like I should be insulted by that, but whatever. And we're pretty much done. Nothing really special about this. It will of course give you stronger enemies as your level increases, but that's it. This monitor is used for jack-in tests. Hey, look at that, we got High Cannon J. And not only that, if you recall, we now have High Cannon FGHIJ, meaning that we have all 5 codes. And with that we have unlocked the final type of program advance, the upgraded version of the Zeta series, the Omega series. We have unlocked Omega Cannon 2. It requires all 5 chips in alphabetical order. It will allow you to spam High Cannon as much as you can for 10 seconds, and of course you're immune from all damage. So yeah, we got Omega Cannon 2. Oddly enough, we got it before Omega Cannon 1. But yeah, you can do it. I am a taste Navi. We developed new PETs here. I heard that a new kind of Navi was developed here. I'd love to meet it. I heard that it uses human... Oops! I almost gave away some top secret information. So, there's also a new enemy in this area that I'm hoping we'll run into soon. Come on. This enemy is rather annoying. I want to see if I can actually get him down to enough HP that he'll start moving around like crazy. I believe it's when he's under... yeah. You can see that his expression changed slightly. He is now annoyed and he moves around quite a lot. Okay, I'm hoping that he'll run into Fire Tower. Come on. Come on. There we go. That was more annoying than I was hoping it would be. So let's hope that we run into the virus soon. There we go. So as you can see, it is pretty much an upgraded version of the Time Bomb virus. There we go. Luckily we took care of the Roton, so we only have to deal with this guy, who is nowhere near as annoying. There we go. Oh hey, we got Roton. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to mention something about Roton. It drops 4 different codes, A, B, C, D. Meaning that if you get A, B, and C, or B, C, D, you have access to a new program advance, Zeta Roton. It will allow you to use the Roton chip for 5 seconds and you're immune to all damage during that time. So yeah, already we're getting some program advances rather quickly. So we're done for now, so let's actually head back. Now, before we do go home, I wanted to show you this other section of the government complex outside. This is the best lunch in this area. And look at that, we have an NPC with a unique model. You know that she's going to be important. Would you like an all-natural lunch? Of course. Here you go. Land ate a tasty and nutritious lunch. I kinda like you. My name is Sal. I work with the net to protect nature. There's so many viruses about lately. Would you like to practice net battling with me? Of course, why not? I shall show you the power of nature. Woodman, come forth! Alright. So, Woodman. He can be rather annoying, but there's a few things that do make him rather easy to fight this early on. For one, we have a bunch of fire chips, and as you may have noticed, he doesn't seem to have iframes, even though he took like a ton of damage right there. So he only managed to show a couple of his attacks. I'll show you the remainder when we get to actually rematch him. Oops, looks like I lost. I guess that I'm safe in giving this to you. And we got the expansion code from Sal. And we can expand the internet even further. You can use that to get into the net around here. There's a merchant selling armor. Why didn't you visit him? Please help me by protecting nature. So before we go ahead and expand the net, we can actually jack in here. And we are at Sal's homepage. So this area can be rather dangerous because some of the viruses here are rather strong. Such as that one. Remember the cloud virus that we encountered like 5 minutes ago? Well, that's the upgraded version already. And it's paired up with another virus that is rather annoying. As you can see. They deal a ton of damage and they move around a lot. Okay. There we go. So I wasn't really expecting to get any chips from that fight. I didn't do particularly well. We got the access code to Sal's homepage. And there's one more thing that I want to get here, and there's one more enemy that I'm hoping we'll run into. And we did not. So the thing about these enemies is that by themselves they're not that big of a threat, but when you have to fight this enemy as well as the cloud, they can be incredibly annoying. And you may have noticed from the previous fight that I took a ton of damage. This enemy deals plenty of damage. And we got a new chip, Recovery 120. I'll go into more detail about that one, as well as the wood tower that we just obtained. Oh, come on, can I get that chip that I'm looking for? I'm going to use sword because I just wanted to get rid of the enemy real quick. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're getting a couple of good towers. That's always nice. So if I don't run into a new enemy here, we'll leave it at that, and I'll show... Oh, okay, there it is. Perfect. So... I want to show how it attacks, so... I'm hoping that he won't run into that fire. Perfect. So... Come on, really? Well, if you manage to spot that for a second, the enemy left like a grenade, and there has like a laser sight. If we got in the way of that sight, it would explode and it deals a ton of damage. And look at that, we actually got the chip. Right, so we are done with Sal's homepage. So in order to expand that area, first we need to get back to Internet 2. The closest way to get there is through Dex's homepage. So let's go to Dex's house. And look at that, we got an email. Sorry I was busy when you came to visit, but I have some good news. I managed to compress the power-up program for Mega Man. I was talking about. I managed to... Never mind. Enjoy. And we got an HP memory and a power-up. Don't forget to use the menu to equip power-up, to equip. P.S. Always listen to your mom. Sure. So, we got a HP memory already, meaning that we are at 300 HP and we can boost one of our stats. We haven't done anything with charge, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, great. So, one thing that I wanted to mention regarding Dex. I didn't show you Gutsman 2 and Gutsman 3, mostly because we still cannot get them. If we try to do a rematch against Dex, he is not quite ready. So, even though all the enemies in this area are old enemies, I want to show you this fight, mostly just to show you how the charge attack works. So, similar to the most of the games in Mega Man X series, you have two levels of charge. I didn't get there quite yet, come on. There we go. It is strong, but of course, nothing compared to some of the battle chips that you can get in the game. Okay, so in order to actually expand into the next area, we have to follow a similar path that we took when we were trying to find Stone Man. It says Sal's link required for access. Mega Man use the access, and we gain access to Internet 3. You may notice that it looks quite similar to Internet 2. Okay, so right here I believe, yeah, we access Sal's homepage, so we can get to Internet 3 significantly easier, though you still have to go through Sal's homepage, which is filled with strong viruses, so you may want to consider taking the long way. Speaking of viruses, we are actually running into a new one right here. So, this enemy, I want to get hit by it because I want to show just how annoying it can be. But, come on, go up. Well, I guess I'll save it for later. Alright, we got Spreader J again, and we actually have a few interesting items that we can buy. So first of all, of course, let's completely buy out all the HP memories. So that was 5, we should be at 400 HP if I'm not mistaken. Also, wood armor. Perfect. And we have one new chip here, M Cannon. I'll go into more detail about it, but I will buy one. So, wood armor. Let's go ahead and equip it. So, as we heard from the old man at the government complex lobby, it will cut damage in half, as I will show right now by getting hit from one of the metals. So that was only 20, even though they used to deal 40. You may also notice that Mega Man has a new animation. He's like bracing for the damage, which is a nice touch. Now, it does seem to have an elemental weakness, but really, it's almost nothing. So you would think that because it is a wood armor, that maybe the trade-off for cutting damage from all other elements is that you would take double damage from fire. That is not the case. You simply take regular damage from fire. So it is a pretty much complete upgrade, only it doesn't cut down damage from fire attacks. But yeah, it's fantastic. Make sure that you buy them, they're incredibly useful. Also, before you proceed here, you may want to save. Okay, that's not what I was hoping to run into, but this is actually a good opportunity to actually take a hit from this enemy. So, this enemy, it will electrocute you, and every time that you move, you take 10 points of damage, making it incredibly annoying. In later games, electric attacks work a bit differently, and I do prefer them. Okay, look at that. We actually have a rematch quite soon, actually. So I want to show you the iframes for Stoneman. There you go. He does indeed have them. Alright. I'm hoping... Are we actually going to get a Zeta Cannon too? No, almost. And we're done. Even in a rematch, Stoneman is not particularly difficult. And we got Stoneman S. So I'll go into more detail about Stoneman versions 1, 2, and 3 near the end of the episode. So there we go. We got a blue mystery data. In this case, we got Rock Cube O. There's another mystery data in another blue Really? Come on, already? I wasn't, to be perfectly honest, I was not expecting that. Not complaining. Okay. Unfortunately, Fire Sword can't really help. I wonder if I actually get Stoneman 2 or 3. Let's see. I think I may not get a good time score. Wow, he's really having some bad luck. He hasn't hit me once. Oh wait, I could probably just use the charge shot. That should do it. There we go. Hey, we got... And of course, we got Zanny. Because why would I want to get a chip? So, before we leave this area, there is one more thing that I want to show you. And that's what happens if we go down here. Oh, there's also this new enemy, which I almost forgot, so I'm really glad that he showed up. You can probably guess how he works just by looking at him. he of course drops a new chip that I'll go into more detail later. So, right here, we can actually go to another area of the internet. So right now we're at Internet 3, so you may guess, okay, it connects to Internet 4. Not quite. It actually connects to an area that can either be labeled as Internet 9 or under a different name, which is a bit of a spoiler, so I won't use that name. Now, if you continue to explore the next area, you'll run into a ton of very strong enemies. Some of which deal fire damage, meaning that your wood armor will do nothing about it. There are a few enemies that can actually deal 150 damage, so you can get some very strong chips, but you may also just get deleted instantly. So because of that, I'm not going to be exploring that area just yet. But if you want to go ahead, you can explore Internet 9 and a few others. There's a bunch of areas that are now available. Even areas that are meant to be explored in post-game, so be careful with those ones. But for now, we're done. Alright, so before we head back home, I want to talk to this old man right here. I seem to have lost my dentures. Have you seen him? I lost them in the park somewhere. If you find them, please bring them back. So, we do have a few different side quests in the game that you can completely miss, such as this one. This is the easiest by far. All you have to do is, I believe it's these three right here. Yep, we found the dentures. So let's go ahead and bring them back to the old man. Oh yes, you find my dentures. Well, thank you kindly. Now I can talk normal. Take this. And we got a chip for Recovery 80G. We already had this chip, but it's always nice to have an extra pair. Alright, so before we call it a day, I want to quickly go over all the new chips that we've encountered or that we have the possibility to obtain. So, first of all, we have Rotom. It launches a small projectile that goes over the ground, and it will change its trajectory once by either going up or down as it chases the enemy. Then up next we have Cloud. It deals water damage by creating a small cloud that goes up and down. Then we have the stronger version that we saw on Sal's homepage, Cloudier. It deals even more damage and it moves faster. Up next we have Bubbler. It functions like a spreader basically, only it deals 50 damage and also it deals water type damage. Heater. It deals 70 damage, functions as a spreader as well, and it deals fire damage. Aqua Tower. The Aqua version of Fire Tower, it deals 20 extra points of damage, but the water spouts don't linger as much. Time Bomb, and a stronger version of Time Bomb basically. Then we have Wood Tower, which is an even stronger version of Aqua Tower. It deals 140 damage, it is quite fast, but the wood spikes don't remain for long. Then we have Dynamite. It summons a small grenade with a laser sight that goes to the right. If any enemy stands in the way of the sight, they will explode and they will take some damage. Recovery 120, pretty self-explanatory, it will recover 120 HP. Then we have Rock Cube. It will summon 3 rock cubes that will obstruct the enemy field. They take a while to destroy, so it can be useful in that regard. Thunder. It deals 90 damage and it's a Thunder type chip. Useful, a bit slow, but useful. Cross Bomb. It will drop a bomb in a cross-shaped pattern, not the same as Cross Gun, not the diagonal cross shape, the vertical and horizontal cross shape. Then we have M Cannon. It is pretty much a better version of High Cannon. It deals 120 damage, so fantastic chip. And then finally we have Stone Man. Now Stone Man will use his Boulder Throw attack. He will do it 3 times, every time throwing 3 rocks. Now, Stone Man 2 doesn't really deal more damage, every rock always deals 100 damage, but every time that he uses a Boulder Throw, instead of 3 rocks, it will drop 4. As for Stone Man 3, instead of 4 rocks, it will drop 5. Meaning that if you use it alongside Area Grab, you can increase your odds of actually landing the attack. And if you're lucky, it can work for Howitzer because it stops time and it gives you a couple chances to take it and the other enemy out. But that's it! So, we explored the government complex, we run into a ton of new chips, and we got a few power-ups and a wood armor. I would say that this was a rather productive day. I think I'm going to call it a night. So, see you guys tomorrow.